Hello, welcome to the episode 25, A Voice of Grace. In this very special episode of the Hrudai Chetan Show, we welcome a woman whose voice is as inspiring as her journey is. Known lovingly as Nagamani, a name gifted by none other than the legendary Rajesh Krishnan sir. Today's guest is a true embodiment of strength, resilience, and soulful expression. From shaping young minds as a passionate teacher for over 2 decades to transforming lives as an ELT expert and IELTS coach to embracing the mic as the host of her inspiring podcast, Thanks. Her journey took an unexpected turn when she was diagnosed with breast cancer. But instead of slowing down, she came back stronger, interviewing her very own surgeon as her first guest in season 2, proving that healing can be shared through stories. In 2024, she once again rose to the stage, this time as a singer on Z Kannada Sarigamapa, where she made it to the top 21 and was invited to sing as a guest artist throughout the season, touching hearts with every note she sang. Let us put our hands and welcome on the screen Nagamani Nagabhushan, ma'am. Hello, ma'am. Welcome to the podcast.
Thank you so much, Hrudai. I'm deeply honored and grateful to you for having me on your show.
Thank you so much, ma'am. I'm very, very happy to have you after a long time, right? So,
Yes.
yeah,
Yes.
I'm
I'm
waiting.
equally happy. I'm sorry. I'm equally happy because a youngster is going to talk to me today.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am, for your kind words. Every word that you are saying now, it is just motivating me and inspiring me to talk to you more and more and get that knowledge, get that learning from you.
Thank you so much. Of course, I leave everything to Grace because I totally trust in Grace, and Grace will definitely, shower its blessings on me. And whatever I utter today, I hope it is of some significance to somebody in life today.
Yes, absolutely, it will be. And
Thank you.
let's wait for the podcast. So let's
Thank you.
continue our podcast today.
Definitely.
How was your childhood, ma'am? A memorable incident that you can remember from your childhood?
My childhood was something so very joyous, Hriday. The reason being, I grew up in a very small village called Vartur. Vartur is about, I think, 20-25 kilometers from the say heart of the city. So
Mhm.
I grew up there. My father was a doctor. So we almost spent our lives in almost about 8 years or so. We were in that village.
Okay.
I grew up like a tomboy.
Mm.
So always in the fields, running around, bindas about life, not knowing anything. Actually, I knew very little, but very, very happy. And an unforgettable moment is, I think I have a lot of moments in my life, but there was an Joy ice cream factory opposite our school. That is in Whitefield.
Mm.
So running up the hill, and I had a very nice, sweet auntie called Lourdes auntie. I remember her name even today.
Oh.
Lourdes auntie would tell you can come over whenever you want money. I was called money.
Mm.
So running up the hill, eating ice cream and coming back, I think was the moment I enjoyed a lot at school. In my childhood, you could say.
Wow, amazing. So you remember your childhood stories more. It was very special.
Yes, very, very special.
Yeah.
I had a
Now,
great tuition teacher.
mhm.
I had great teachers at school. I can't forget the teacher. She's called as Asumta ma'am.
Yes.
So she would teach, I think, almost most of the subjects when I was in third, fourth standard. So I remember her very well. In fact, I went and invited her to my daughter's wedding, and she was gracious enough to come to the wedding too.
Amazing, beautiful man. So now stepping up to your teenage man. So,
Mm-hmm.
childhood was very special, as you told. So,
Mm-hmm.
when we come to your teenage, what
Mm-hmm.
challenges did you face and
Mm-hmm.
how did you overcome them?
Okay. Actually, when we were young, I mean, when I was even in my teenage, we never knew something called as a challenge.
Yes.
We took it as life.
Mm,
Okay, some days are super duper happy. Some
yes.
days will not work the way you want. That is how I understood it.
Mm,
So definitely, being scolded at school, being scolded by parents for not doing things that they want us to do, or maybe the way they wanted us to do. And I was the school captain. So therefore, a huge responsibility when I was in my 10th standard. And I would be, held responsible for so many things. Many things were in my control. Many things were not in my control. So I never say it is a challenge. I don't say it is a problem. I said it was a part of growing up.
Yes, absolutely, yes. So I have to change my question, saying that, what made you to grow up?
Yes, I know it is not. The question is upright. I think today, that's a beautiful word today. Everybody, thank God it is not called a problem, it's called a challenge today. But I think when we were young, when I was young, we never took it up that way, Hriday.
Mm,
It was, okay, day in and day out, my father would tell actually, he would call me Tayama.
okay.
So he would tell Tayama, every day is not Sunday.
Mm,
So, but how happy you could be is in your hands. Whatever
yes.
little things they knew, they taught us.
Mm,
And those little things actually framed me into or groomed me into who I am today.
yeah. Made a big difference in your life.
Yes.
Yeah. So when you said that, they had taught me many things in my life,
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
because of that, I'm here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And also, you shared that, I didn't know the meaning of challenges.
Mm-hmm.
So let me tell you, we didn't know any meaning like depression, sad, any
Yes.
of these negative feelings, negative thoughts when we were small.
Yes.
We grew up in that society. Because
Yes.
of this societal, thoughts, we are getting these negative things.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I think if I could add a word to it, I will not call something negative or positive, Hriday.
Mm,
I would tell it is there. Everything was there, is there, will be there.
yeah.
But if we are taught how to handle it, I think that's the best way to get out of things.
Yeah. Yes. I
As
agree.
a young lady, don't think I never cried. I have cried. I have sobbed. As a young girl, I have sobbed. As a young lady, I have sobbed. As an old lady, also, I sobbed many a times.
Uh,
But we also know where to stop.
mm,
Now,
yeah.
actually, I realized all these things probably around 35, 40. You start realizing.
Yeah. Right. So as you said, no, people call me Money and
Uh-huh,
Tayama, as your
uh-huh,
father calls you. There are
uh-huh.
many names, but this special name which Rajesh Krishnan sir gave you, what does that mean to you, Nagu Mani, ma'am?
Nagumani.
Oh, Nagu Mani.
Yes, Nagumani is a money who is smiling, ever smiling.
Hmm. Okay.
So
When,
that smile, Rajesh Krishnan sir, when he re-christianed me as Nagumani instead of Nagamani, I think that was a best gift I received at the age of 60.
oh, okay.
Okay, at the age of 60, when Rajesh Krishnan sir called me Nagumani, he said, "You're smiling always. How come?" I said, "I don't know, sir. Many a time you don't have meanings to it, but it is an innate quality that is always there. Actually, I think probably I've inherited that from my father. And
Mhm.
of course, I cannot forget the Almighty who has blessed me with this smile."
Yes. Yeah. You have spent over decades teaching. What
Yes.
made you fall in love with teaching, and how has it shaped your identity?
Oh, Hrudai, what do I talk? Whenever you say teaching, I have goosebumps even today.
Okay, why is that so
I,
much?
yeah, I was a teacher. I became a teacher at the age of 24, if I'm, yeah, 24.
Hmm.
The main reason being, two, three people are responsible for it, Hrudai.
Okay.
During my younger days, Asumta ma'am, about whom I already told you when I was in my
Hmm.
third, fourth, fifth, sixth standard. Eighth, ninth, and 10th, I had a teacher called as Mrs. Regina Thomas.
Hmm.
She taught English and she taught geography.
Hmm.
And she would get into the class and, she would say, "Good morning, children." And I would have goosebumps. I never knew it was called goosebumps then, but I would feel so elated.
Hmm.
So the day I sat along Mrs. Regina Thomas in a meeting as a teacher
Hmm.
was the best day of my life. When my shoulders rubbed her shoulders, we worked in the same school.
Hmm.
I think that was, I thank Almighty for giving me the chance for to the person who was my role model all my life, sitting with her and attending a meeting as a teacher
Hmm.
was something incredible. And our teachers, especially these two teachers, have had such a, of course, all the teachers, in fact, every teacher has had an impact on me. But these two people, whenever somebody asked me when I was young, what would you like to be? My father's friends,
Yes.
relatives, I would tell teacher. And immediately there would be a laughter, a series of laughters from everybody. Teacher! I said, yes, I want to be a teacher.
Hmm.
I never knew why, but my teachers had influenced me so much that I made a decision to be a teacher. And I went on. Sister Dominic was my principal ma'am then
Hmm.
at Nirmala Rani High School in Malleshwaram. So she gave me an opportunity to teach and also to study or do my B.Ed there. So I'm very grateful to her for letting me do my B.Ed along with teaching. So that is how I became a teacher. And I think once a teacher, always a teacher.
Yes. Amazing,
So
beautiful man. It
thank
is
you.
amazing. Yeah.
Thank you.
So
Thank
I
you.
want to ask you this question that always pops up in my mind when I say teacher or when I hear a teacher talking to me.
Hmm.
Teachers are different at school
Yes.
and teachers are different at home.
Yes.
Why is that so?
Okay. Actually, I had a student called Mrugesh Soni. I mean, he was in ninth standard then at Sandipani Niketan School, which is in Sanjay Nagar. And he would always tell me, "Ma'am, until you hold a piece of chalk in your hand, you're very different. You're very friendly, and we can approach you, and we feel, wow, this lady is so friendly. The teacher is forgotten, and more of a friend pops up. But the moment you hold a chalk, I think a ghost enters you." I said, yes.
Um,
Till then, I'm fine. But once I hold the chalk, you are responsible as a student of the class. I am responsible as the teacher of the class. So I think that is why we are a little different as a teacher at school. Yeah, when you're teaching, you're different. Maybe when if there is an off period, probably you may lighten up a little
yeah,
bit and be friendly with the kids, tell them your personal life and all those things. But when you're teaching a subject, that's the end of the story. You, your subject, your children. Only these three things come into picture.
yeah. So when you were saying that, no, I'm remembering my teachers were saying, no, we have a stage. Every
Mm-hmm.
class has a stage for the
Mm-hmm.
teacher to climb up and teach us.
Yes. Yes.
So teacher would say, if I am on dais, that is on
Mm-hmm.
stage, that
Mm-hmm.
means that you guys should listen to me. I am the teacher, you're the student. If
Yes.
you people are on stage, then you
Yes.
are the teacher, you are the speaker, I am the
Yes.
student, and I have to listen.
Super.
If I am off the stage, teacher says, if I am off the stage, that means that I am like you guys. I will play around with you guys and I will have fun. But when I am on dais, I am teaching you guys. You guys need to listen. So that's what.
Ah,
it is.
Absolutely, absolutely. Because otherwise, I will not tell seriousness, but the sincerity, the factor comes down.
Yeah.
Because kids are young, they tend to have fun even when the class is going on.
Mm.
So, what is the big fun of teaching then?
Yeah.
Of course, today days have changed, Hruday, and there is no more a formal class wherein a teacher needs to teach everything. Because during our times, we had to go through these world books for extra information.
Mm. Yeah.
Whereas you're all blessed with, Google Maharaj or Maharani or whatever
Yeah.
you call
Chat
it.
GPT.
Yes, ChatGPT, and you just feed in certain things and
Yeah.
it gives you the rest of the things. We were not like that. Whether I was at school or I taught at school, we had to do a lot of homework.
Right.
So we had to be more responsible. So you go with so much of a preparation to the class and you plan, okay, my lesson should go this way. Of course, I will not tell 100% it will go that way, but you try and drive home a point or, the statement, what you really want to give it to the class. So with that little sincerity. So that's the reason, we are a little different once we hold a chalk because chalk was something very common. We didn't have a dais. So therefore, we were equal with the children. So we had to take charge of things.
Right. And I'll tell you one funniest part that happens when
Please,
teachers are teaching. So
please.
when the teacher turns towards the board and start writing, what happens is that the students who are sitting will be chatting around, and once the teacher turns back to us, all quiet.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I think that is how kids should be, also, I
Yeah.
feel. They should not be too very serious about things, but at the same time, some kids are very smart. They can just pick up things like this. Some kids need a little longer time. So those children suffer a little. Otherwise, I think, having fun, eating in class, passing secrets in class, writing a chit. We've done all these things. I have also done all these
Yeah.
things.
Teachers will know everything, whatever happens when they turn towards the board,
Yes.
but they pretend like we don't know anything.
Yes. Yeah, the reason is, Hriday, we don't want to waste time.
Yes.
That is how kids are going to be. We know that. So we also know once we turn back, children will at least give their 50% attention to us. So let us grab that and let us
Yeah.
bring home a point.
Even teachers know that, no, even we have done so many mischievous. So let
Yes.
me also allow my students to.
Absolutely. See, whether you're a teacher, doctor, the president of India, or the prime minister of India, or the president of America, whatever it is, you were a kid once.
Yeah.
And therefore, I feel that, every kid should enjoy that little naughtiness should always be there in a kid.
Yeah.
Now, I have my grandson who's 14 years old now.
Mhm.
He plays every prank possible on his Ajji.
Okay. Yeah.
Or every prank possible on his Ajji. So, though many a time I show him a harsh face, no, so harm, you're not supposed to do. But inside, I know I have also done that.
Hmm. Yes. What I have observed in my life is there are two kinds of teachers. One, I will allow my students to face it and let them do mischievous.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. And one more teacher is I have done many things wrong, and my teachers have scolded me. So
Mm-hmm.
now it's the time to scold my students because I have also got
Mm-hmm.
the
Mm-hmm.
beatings.
Mm-hmm. So both are right
Yeah,
and both are wrong in a way.
yeah,
We don't want, see, many a time, Hruday, what happens is, I would have faced a problem because of something. So I will never want my kids, whether it is your own biological kid or your children at school, all our kids, ultimately all our kids, we don't want them to go through the same pain once again. So we become a little overcautious, but I think somewhere we are at wrong. We should allow them to experience things. Only then they grow.
yeah, right. So now, from a classroom to a coaching center to the podcast mic, what
Yes.
inspired this shift from teaching to podcasting and singing?
Okay. Honestly, Hriday, I have not planned everything. Okay. I wanted to be a teacher. That planning did happen. And I got into teaching. I did my B.Ed. I taught in high schools for a lot of years. And I don't know, slowly I graduated into being an English language coach, ELT teacher, because I wanted to work for a little time. I didn't want to work for the entire day. I wanted time on my hands. So therefore, I became an ELT coach. I worked for a couple of industries and also at ELT coaching centers for almost about 6 years or so, 6, 7 years.
Okay.
And slowly, one of the students graduated me from an ELT teacher to an IELTS coach. Nothing happened planned in a planned manner. It started one thing started graduating me into the other. But once I took up a responsibility, I would go through it in such a manner that I would do it to the best of my ability. So since I married at a very young age. I was married. I will not tell I married because my parents got me married at a very young age of 19. I was a mother at 20.
Okay.
And I started studying only after that. I did my graduation along with my daughter growing up. So therefore, I valued life. I value life.
So,
So that how slowly it graduated me into things. So whether from there, from the IELTS coach, then I took a break. That was during my daughter's wedding about 17, 18 years ago. I said, enough is enough, Nagu. Let me shut up and stay quiet now. I think I worked enough. I worked only because I wanted to travel. So that was the main reason to work because I wanted to earn money. Because my husband made it very clear, I will not come with you by train. He was a government employee. So he said, I will never come with you by train. I will not get that many leaves. So if we have to go by flight, then we needed extra money. So therefore, I worked, I earned, but I have not saved a single penny. But I have traveled extensively. So I stopped working almost about 16, 17 years ago. And then I became a voluntary teacher at a government school in Sanjay Nagar. That is when I was, I think, around almost, almost about 10 years ago.
okay.
So I went there. I met a kid called Gayatri, she was in eighth class then. I would go to teach English.
Yeah.
So I met her. She was very smart in the class. So I just told her, in case you have any issues with respect to English or geography, you could come home. I can guide you because she lived very close by. So along with her, three more kids did come. So eighth, ninth, and 10th, they would come every day in the evening for about an hour or so. And all the small nitty-gritty details of life. Apart from the regular curriculum, I would also talk. They would ask me a lot of questions. So tried answering. So I learned a lot in the back. I have been an avid learner even today. And that was how I met her. And podcasting happened when we started a studio. Again, I met my foster son at a music class. I started learning music at the age of 52.
Wow, ma'am, that needs real confidence, power within.
Yes, I don't know. It was always working at the back of my mind because I would sing at schools.
Okay.
So somewhere I think it was working, and slowly I got into music because, and with my voice, I knew no Carnatic teacher, classical Carnatic teacher will take me because I've got this bass voice. So I first of all chose Hindustani vocal. So I started learning, and in fact requested one of the gurus to come home. He would come home and teach me 4 classes a week. Plus, I would go to places wherever. So I would take 3 classes in a week. In the sense, one at Sanjay Nagar at Pi Residence, one in somewhere near Sahakar Nagar, and
Okay.
one in Basweshwar Nagar. So wherever the teacher went, I went along with him, took a class because I felt I didn't have much time. So I wanted to learn. And there I met Shashi Kumar, who would play tabla so well. So that is how he was an MBA finance guy. So then requested my husband if we could support him for music. And of course, we're very fortunate that he supported us. We have our own little studio, around in the studio, when things, calmed down a little, I told my foster son, I said, see, I can do the talking part.
mm, mm,
So why don't we start a podcast?
mm.
So that is how the podcast mic came in front of me. I would go sing songs, whether it is a cover song or something, I would sing at the studio. So since I was a teacher, I think podcasting was not a very difficult task for me. But it involved a lot of research, a lot of talking, initial talking with them, understanding them. See, I'm not smart like you. You send me your profile, ma'am, and I can do anything that I want with this. So I would call them on a personal level, try to understand them, and then based my questions based on what would really bother me.
Yeah.
So that is how I went into podcasting. And I did one full series with almost 39 guests in the first season.
Wow.
I had to take a break because of a health issue.
Mm,
And post that issue, after about 3-4 months of rest, I restarted with the second season, wherein I spoke to about 26 guests. I was fortunate to have had, one of those people in the industry. I have interviewed doctors, I've interviewed engineers, CEOs, student president, and somebody very adventurous, celebrities, whether it is, into movie, they are into movies, or I have also spoken to a lot of singers of Kannada Sandalwood industry.
yeah.
uh, Somehow, something that would bother me, only those questions came up. I don't know, all of a sudden, then Z Sare Gama Pa Kannada happened in my life. I went and auditioned. Of course, it was a tough call because I think almost about 3 rounds of auditions, 4 rounds of auditions took place before we went into the mega audition. So I was fortunate to clear again, God's grace, nothing. I don't say singers in the world. No, I'm very average, but very lucky.
Yes, absolutely. Yes, ma'am. Very happy to hear that from you, ma'am. So your
Thank you.
teaching journey to podcast journey to how you got into Sarigamapa.
Yes.
So now, how do you feel, and how is life treating you?
How do you feel after the Saragamapa?
No, after you get all these things that you wanted and what life wanted you to get, how do you feel
Uh,
right now?
I am always that happy go lucky. As a young girl, I was so. As a young adult, I was so. As an old woman, also, I am so today. I'm very grateful to Almighty. Honestly, Hriday, something that has kept me grounded, something that is always a feeling that, I'm very mortal.
Mm,
Which day I'm going to say goodbye to life, I don't know. None of us know. So that has always, these questions intrigued me from the age of 14. Why death? What is this nirvana? What is this enlightenment? So all these questions would hover on my mind, and many of the questions my parents didn't have an answer. But I was very fortunate to marry into a family wherein my father-in-law was a guru who had all the answers for my questions.
oh, wow. That's amazing.
So life has been very beautiful, Hriday. I think it will be very beautiful till I breathe my last.
Yes, it will be.
I
Yeah,
want to I want to have this smile on my face even on my deathbed. That's my sincere prayer.
yeah. Yeah, and you are smiling right now. I love your smile, first of all, ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Hriday.
And also, I don't want to call you as an old woman, you're still young. You look like a young and you are young.
How sweet. Thank you for the compliment. But of course, I'm already 60. So I think by far, by Indian standard, I'm really an old woman.
And thank you so much for sharing your age. No, it's right. So now, how do you define a passion and academics?
Uh, I feel there is not much difference, Hriday. For me, if you're passionate about one thing, you're passionate about everything.
Wow.
I'm like that. I know whether it is the upkeep of my house, or whether I do my cooking, or I sit in front of a book to read, or I do my riyaz.
Mm.
I'm passionate, or my gardening. That is my go to thing all the time, and my travel. I am very passionate about everything. Now I'm talking to you. My mind is 100% with you. So I feel somehow, you cannot categorize and tell, I am passionate about this. I don't like my academics. Maybe you're less interested in that. You're more interested in something else. But you can never find out so easily, because, at the age of 10, what I was very passionate about, I don't think I'll be at the same thing at the age of 20.
Mm.
Same thing at the age of 30. It changes with time, because change is the only constant in life.
Yes.
So wherever you are, in whatever situation you are, and when you are ready, there's a beautiful saying in Kannada. Shishya ready adaga, Guru tantane bartare. The Guru appears when the student is ready.
Mm. Yes.
So when you're passionate about things, everything will start falling in place for you.
Right.
Nature is very sweet, Hriday. It gives a chance to every being that is born in this universe.
Amazing, ma'am. This is the unique answer that I've got, ma'am, in my entire 24 guests that I
Thank you.
have spoken to. So this is my 25th podcast
Okay.
episode. So I have asked the same question what I've asked you for the rest of 24 guests, and I've got similar answers. But this is the episode I can say that I've got the right answer for my question, and I could relate to it.
Wow. Thank
Yeah,
you.
yeah, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. I could
Wishing
relate to it.
you,
I could.
oh, sorry. Wishing you lot of episodes to go.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for that. And I hope that I want to complete 50 plus podcast shows is my short term goal as of now.
Okay. Oh, 50 is nothing. You can do 500, 5,000. You
Mm.
can just go on, Hruday, because I was very happy when, you approached me. The reason being, I said youngsters are running behind, usually when you're young, either you want to play games, or you want to go party out, or you want to have a nice girlfriend and hang around. I said, who is this boy who wants to do a podcast?
Uh,
So that is when, my due respect to your parents go, because we call something as samskara in Kannada. Samskara is actually a Sanskrit word. It is not a teaching that is given, it is a system that is imbibed by looking at them.
yeah,
So that I see it in you, and I was so thrilled. Of course, I'm sorry I took a little longer time because of the commitment with Z Saregamapa.
no problem, ma'am, but I'm happy that you are here today with me.
Yeah.
Present matters to me.
Oh, sweet. Thank you.
Yeah. So I wanted to start this podcast because I love talking to people and interacting with people. That's the main reason I wanted to bring guest speakers on my podcast, yeah,
Super.
and learn about their life stories. Now, what mistakes have they done that I can avoid those mistakes, where I can jump into experiences more than making mistakes in my life.
Making the same mistakes, learning the same lessons, like reinventing the wheel.
Yeah,
Let me not do that. That's something amazing, Hriday, because a child of your age to understand all these things, and then plus, to embark on a journey, that's not easy. You can't make a decision like this and start it off. It involves a lot of research, it involves a lot of planning, it involves a lot. See, you're studying at the same time doing this. So you have to plan out that, and you have to plan out this. So it makes you more responsible.
yeah,
It makes you a lot more, that, oh, how to manage my time. So you learn the management, the art of managing things,
Mm.
plus the art of communicating.
Yes.
And I think by the time you're 24, 25, you're bang on there.
Yeah. Yeah. I, no, if you do something, no, you will learn on that topic more.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So,
Where you pay focus, it grows.
yeah, wherever your focus goes, your
Yes.
energy flows.
Yes. So super.
Yeah. So it's no, it's a part of life that no, whatever life gives, you just need to go with it and enjoy with it.
Absolutely.
So with this, I want to ask you this question, ma'am. See, family members, when we talk
Mhm.
about family members, whatever you do, it could be good or bad, they want to tell you something.
Yes.
They want to judge you.
Yes.
When you get that judgment from your family members, your relatives, how does that feel, ma'am? Will it make you down, not motivate you, or how is that?
I think as a person, you evolve with age, Hriday.
Yeah.
When I was young, probably any small judgment that was thrown across me, I would really fumble and I would really get affected by it.
Mm,
But with time, I started understanding because none of those judgments are true to what Nagamani is. Nobody can make a decision about who I am. I
mm,
have to make a decision about who I am and who I want to be.
yes.
So people are there to judge. I mean, that is how the world goes on. But I think how we focus on what we want
Mm,
is more important. But I'm ready to learn at the same time.
yes.
So when somebody throws an opinion, if I feel okay, this opinion is really very good for me, I definitely take it. But the moment I feel no, it is of no significance, I just smile, I nod my head, and I leave it there. But it definitely has an impact. I will not tell it will not have an impact on you. It has an impact on you. But what happens? You are close. I'm very close to my daughter. So I discuss everything with her. She's 38. So since you discuss, she'll always tell, Mama, don't worry, yeah. You are 60, you need not listen to anybody. When are you going to make your decisions? Now you're already 60. So that way, when you have your loved ones encouraging you, pushing you to beat your boundaries, so you always feel, okay, maybe I can climb a notch higher.
Yes.
I want to climb notches higher till the end of my life,
Yes. Yeah.
not for somebody's sake, but for my sake.
That's more important.
Yes.
So let me tell you one thing, ma'am. When I asked you that question, when I started this, first, let me tell you, I started with just 30 seconds, 1 minute reels talking about motivational speaking and how people can be motivated by quotes, thoughts, etc. So my family members, friends, everyone started judging me for whatever I do. So mistakes happen because we are human beings, but we don't do it purposely.
Yes.
So that they should understand first of all. So
Yes.
it's okay, no problem. But they started judging me, and I got to know that people are judging me, and I was like, okay, fine. I moved down, and I moved down and on and on. After a few months, then I upgraded myself with the
Mm-hmm.
way of speaking, my body
Mm-hmm.
language,
Mm-hmm.
everything, and I saw a change in every person,
Mm-hmm.
my family members, how they judge me, how they talk to me.
Mm-hmm.
So the thing is, when you do mistakes, they don't tell you what is
Yeah.
that mistake. They
Yes.
just judge you and
Yes.
show you indirectly that you are doing some mistake.
Uh-huh.
That's when you can change it. So that's when I upgraded and invested in myself.
Mm-hmm.
That's when I got a change in my family.
Mm-hmm.
And I just want to move on and move on and show them where I want to live and where I was dreaming when I started these small reels.
How sweet. Honestly, Hriday, at this point of time, I would like to tell you one thing. I know, see, we change for our own betterment.
Mm,
Okay, whether we learn it because somebody pinpointed at us or something, we should actually thank these critics. You know why? Because of them we start growing.
Yes.
We start challenging ourselves, and we start bringing in changes. Little changes move into transformations, and transformations have got an everlasting impact.
Yeah.
So therefore we should actually thank them,
Yeah.
because they have shaped us into who we are.
Yes. Absolutely.
And we should just look at, we should have the horse with blinkers. We should not look everywhere. The moment you start looking everywhere, you cannot do anything in life. When you have those blinkers, this is my goal and I need to work for it. But of course, here once in a while I look this side, I look that side, that's okay.
Amazing. So when I was hearing these judgments, I was feeling very, very bad. Why?
Yeah.
Why? Now, if I get, okay, fine, I'm here to learn. They're here to help me out, that in telling indirectly that you're doing a mistake. So, yeah,
Very true. I remember one song when you're telling me this. Hmm, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना, छोड़ो इन सब बातों को, कहीं बीत न जाए रहता, कुछ तो लोग कहेंगे, लोगों का काम है कहना.
wow, super, ma'am. You sang a song for us. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. When you were telling, that this song just flashed in my mind, I said, why not do it up?
Yeah, wow, it relates.
Yes.
Whatever people do, it's their responsibility, it's their habit.
Yes, it's their opinion.
Yeah.
Don't make their opinion your opinion of life.
Yes. It is your life and it is your own story.
Absolutely. Absolutely. There is not one more Hrudai Chetan in this entire universe.
Thank you so much, man.
And we need to remember that.
Yeah, absolutely. When you were diagnosed with breast cancer, what was the first thought that came to your mind?
Actually, I had a fibroid for over 4.5 years, Hriday.
Mm.
I did not want to go in for the conventional treatment, because somewhere at the back of my mind I felt they will brand me with cancer and I'll have to go through a rigorous procedure. So I went on pushing it under the rug for a long time, which I feel is totally wrong. When it is small, you need early detection, early intervention. Gives you real life. Actually, I was very fortunate to have a second lease of life. But all of them won't be fortunate to lead a life after having a fibroid for 4.5 years.
Yes.
So, but I thought it was a fibroid. But when from a fibroid, it got translated into cancer, and the surgeon told me, look, Nagamani, you have cancer breast. It took me 10 seconds. One energy ran through me. It took me 10. I said, then what next, doctor? She said, see, I cannot tell you what next, because there's a lot of protocols here. You have to go from one to the other, and there's a systematic protocol. You need to go through it, and then we will decide. I said, please don't decide anything. I'm ready for a surgery. You come, you just do a surgery, remove my, it's called mastectomy. You remove my breast and I'll be okay with it. She said, no, you cannot make a decision. So there is a protocol and you need to get it done. So one after the other, I went through a lot of tests and finally had a mastectomy, a surgery, and then I had radiation. I was fortunate not to have chemotherapy because I was in stage 1 and grade 1 cancer. So I thank again I call upon grace, because though I had it for 4.5 years, I was in stage 1 and grade 1. So it gave me a new lease of life. Of course, I will not tell I'm perfectly okay with the cancer part, but the after effects of a surgery. I don't have lymph nodes in my right hand. They have removed the lymph nodes because they are the carriers. So I cannot move my hand, and I had a frozen shoulder because of that, and a lot of things cropped up. My blood sugar shot up. A lot of things have cropped up, but I'm able to, as you say, challenges, face those challenges, health challenges, and I'm able to come out of it.
Mm.
So my sincere request to anybody listening to it is early detection, early intervention will definitely give you a new lease of life. You can definitely stay happily. For who? See, none of us know which day we are going to die. That's one secret God has kept all the time. He has kept it with Him. We
Yes.
don't know the day of birth and the date of death. The date of birth also people decide today, but date of death we cannot decide. So till we die, we should not die every day, Hriday.
Yeah.
Go
Absolutely.
ahead, get yourself checked. And it was a little difficult. It took me about 10-15 seconds. I said, okay, it has happened. Then I asked her, then what should I do, doctor? She said, go through this test, go through this test. Then she said, mastectomy. Okay, fine. Everything happened within a span of 1 month. Then I had radiation for the next month, 15 cycles of radiation. And I started my second season. Then by then slowly Z Saregamapa happened. Along with Z Saregamapa, knowingly or unknowingly, one or the other health ailment was there, but I shoved it away again. So about 3 months ago, I started again taking the health into my hands and slowly started taking charge of my life. And now I feel a lot energetic, robust, and I feel I've come back to life once again.
Wow. Superman. You're a true inspiration for all the people who are facing health problems. And yeah,
Thank
so
you.
I love your acceptance, ma'am. Whatever maybe you are accepting it and moving forward with your own decisions, with the right decisions that you are taking. And
Yes.
also, you are giving so much of love and gratitude to everybody, to the God Almighty, as you said, to the universe. And that's the reason I think that you have given your podcast title as Thanks.
Yes.
Now I get it.
Thanks, Herlona with Nagu.
Wow.
So the reason being, somewhere we forget to thank so many people, maybe in our busy or fast-paced life. This word was actually, coined by my foster son. He said, "Amma, to everybody you go on thanking." I said, "Hey, keep quiet, man. You need to thank everybody in life because you don't know which day is your last day." So I thank and finish, including my husband. I thank him for whatever he has done to me. I thank my daughter. I really thank them whenever possible because I don't know which day is going to be the end of my life.
Hmm.
So I don't want to carry that burden on my head.
Hmm.
So to love somebody, to be thankful to somebody or grateful to somebody, I think we should not think twice.
Yes.
We should just do it.
Yes. So now, teenagers will have few questions, ma'am. So I want to ask those questions to you. How
Okay.
can teenagers start exploring their hidden talents?
Actually, whether a teenager or a young, when you're young, you don't realize it. Only your parents realize the talent
Mm,
that you have. But as a teenager, you go on experimenting a lot.
mm,
That is why they're called teenagers. They're full of life. They start experimenting a lot. The moment you feel, I'm quite okay, because people will start telling, "Hey, you're good at this, man. Why don't you go ahead and do it?" When 4 5 people tell, definitely you're very good at it. That means you're really very good at it. And honestly, to tell you, Hriday, I feel you should just go get it. So
yes.
just go run into it, give yourself, throw yourself into it. Yes, studies is definitely there. I will never tell no. You have to study because the basic education qualification. Of course, today the world has changed a lot. But I think, but still, we are those conventional parents wherein we want our children to go to a formal college, formal school, study basics, have a graduation, and then do whatever you want. But I feel you should do it hand in hand.
Mm,
Find time. Enormous time is there,
mm,
but we don't know how to plan it. The moment we learn how to plan it, I think we can do a lot of justice to that.
yes. Why is it important to express your feelings, ma'am, whether through music, writing, or speaking?
attention is something that is innate in us, Hriday. And music is something that, it touches you from within. So whether you write something, you are into music, either you're listening or you're singing or you're learning an instrument, you're performing, you are at, you know, a level 10 notches higher than your physical self. And you need to express yourself. Now, for example, as you said, why do we need to talk it out? I said, when we talk it out, we have an answer. If I don't talk it out, definitely I form my own opinions. I draw my own conclusions. Many a time I may be taking the wrong decisions. So we must have that one confidant with us with whom we share our life
Yes.
and who you know will give you the right suggestion or advice at the right time.
Yeah. Amazing, man. So the podcast title is When Life Hurts, Let the Heart Sing.
So beautiful. So beautiful.
Yeah.
Actually, life doesn't hurt, Hriday. It doesn't hurt. Life is very beautiful. We hurt ourselves.
Mm.
Life doesn't hurt. It throws open all options in front of you. It allows us to lead a conscious living. But what we do is we make hasty decisions or we take decisions in an unconscious manner and we suffer our life. Life as such, it will never harm us. Whether to a pauper or the richest man in the world, the same time, the same opportunities, everything is same.
Mm.
How we utilize it is in our hands.
Awesome. Get it. Yeah. So now your last question is we suddenly got a message saying that there was a aeroplane crash in Ahmedabad. It was the saddest moment after so many years. So how did that feel when you heard this message?
It is very saddening. Many questions, it is very difficult to answer, Hriday. See, when we take the universe at large, we are very puny in front of it. It has got its own way of making decisions and recorrecting itself. So
Mm.
why it happened? Was it a technical snag? Was it a bird hit? There are 101 things, all over the internet, everything was going on. I appreciate and, a big, big namaskaram to those people who took action immediately to see what best could happen. So I think talking about it is very different. Doing something about it is the most important thing. It has happened.
Yeah.
A huge lesson to learn. So now the black box needs to be opened, find out what exactly really went wrong. Of course, they would have learned. I mean, it is not that it is an industry which goes unplanned. It is an industry which is so meticulous in planning. But I think many a time, our planning and God's planning may not match. Why so? It is very difficult to answer. But on the technical part, as a human being, what mistakes have we committed? So, what could the corrections be so that the others, it doesn't happen once again? It is in our hands. But a sincere prayer to all the people who lost their lives and a sincere prayer to their near and dear ones because when they lose somebody from the family, it's an irreplaceable loss, irreplaceable, irreparable loss. But I think Paramatma has to give them the courage to move forward in life. Many things very difficult to answer, Hriday. That is what I would like to tell. Very difficult to answer. But it is the saddest thing that has happened. But more than talking, I really feel, the people who have taken action in doing something, a big namaskaram to them.
Absolutely. Yeah. So last year I had been to Ahmedabad, the
Oh,
month of
oh,
April.
okay.
So it was heartbreaking news to hear. When I saw Ahmedabad, I was like, "What? What happened there?" And
Okay.
yeah, so Now, when we come to the last part of podcast, and that is rapid questions, one word answer.
Okay,
So let's go for it.
definitely.
One song that defines your life right now.
ನಗು ಎಂದಿದೆ ಮಂಜಿನ ಬಿಂದು ನಲಿ ಎಂದಿದೆ ಗಾಳಿ ಇಂದು.
Wow, big round of applause. Audience, get a
Thank you.
reaction for ma'am.
Thank you. Thank you.
A teacher, student, or mentor who changed your life.
Asumta ma'am and Mrs. Regina Thomas and Professor Shrikantaya.
Tea or coffee.
Actually, I drink tea, but I love coffee. But everything is minimalistic. We don't drink too much of anything. My husband is a health freak. That's the reason.
If you could dedicate one message to your father and the Almighty, as you said, what would it be?
Actually, along with my father and Almighty, I have a very great friend in my brother in law, my husband's brother, who's a pediatrician, who's been the most, the pillar of strength in my life. Actually, I take this opportunity to thank him for being who he is in my life. And of course, to my father, the best father I could have ever had in my life. Every walk of my life, I do remember him. I'm very grateful to him for grooming the way I am today.
Mhm.
And my mother, my husband, my children, everybody, whether I know them or I don't know them, I'm very grateful to everybody because I'm a part of this entirety. Almighty, I think he just threw one. Hey, now go take life. And very grateful to him for that.
So, your all-time favorite guest from your podcast. Thanks.
My old actually everyone has given me has taught me a lesson. Everyone has taught me a lesson, whether young or old, whether it was Worm Rani, Vani Murthy ma'am, Akshay Vasu, or the celebrities or the heroes, or I had Mahabalaram, a huge travel freak, is a travel vlogger. Everyone have had a very great impact on me, Hriday. I've learned a lot. It is very difficult for me to single out somebody and tell, this was the best person I have spoken to. Everyone. And today it is Hriday. I mean, it's on the other side, I'm on the other side, but still it is Hriday.
Yeah, thank you so much, ma'am. I'm very, very happy to have you here again.
Thank you.
One habit or belief that has kept you strong.
I don't go by people's opinions. I take my own decisions and I stick to them.
Wow, amazing, beautiful. I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah. So, audience, if you love this conversation, please go ahead in the comment box and give your feedback because your feedback means a lot to us so that I can share your feedback to ma'am also, and she can also share your happiness and my happiness too because ma'am is always
Absolutely.
happy.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. So, how did you feel coming to my podcast, ma'am, and sharing your views, your thoughts, being present here?
Hriday, you're a very young child, but I felt you were very focused. You knew what you are doing. You know what you're doing. That's very important. And you knew, what should I ask this lady? So that shows a lot of preparation. That shows a lot of research work that has gone into it. And in between, we've had a conversation. You have expressed your opinions. So at this age, if you could do it like this, I can imagine in a couple of years where Hruday will be. And I wish you the very best.
Thank you, thank you, thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Hruday, for having me on your show. So maybe when I turn 70 and in case I'm alive, I'm bang on back with Hrudai Chetan.
No, ma'am, please don't say that. If I am alive, you will be. This is my place. I will always be with you, ma'am, for
Thank
any
you.
kind of win. I don't say
Thank you.
lose, but anything that you face, I'm always there with you.
Thank you.
So
Thank
thank you
you.
so much, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you very
Audience,
much. And my due respects and regards to your parents.
thank you so much.
Thank you
I'll
so much,
convey to,
Hrudai.
yeah, I'll
Thank
convey
you.
your wishes to them.
Thank you.
Yeah, so thank you so much, audience, for being here on this the Hrudai Chetan Show podcast. Please go ahead and watch Nagamani's Ma'am podcast too. So there are many podcast guests there. Please go ahead and watch that, and also watch the Hrudai Chetan Show next episode 26. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, ma'am. Meet you in my next episode 26.
Thank you so much. Thanks to your audience. And yes, kindly go watch Thanks Hirona with Nagu. But I think Thanks Hirona with Nagu is one aspect. But please watch the Hrudai Chetan podcast because a youngster is doing it and we need to encourage him to the core. Wishing you the very best.
Thank you.
And I'm sure you will rock.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Let your blessings wish me and shower me more of love and support from you and all the audience.
Yes, but take care. Thank you.